Rare Voice is the phone in my home.
It's the one I can afford.
Rare Voice gives me lower LD.
And you know it gives me more.
I get local calls for free, and I can win big prizes too. Rare Voice makes my family rejoice. Rare Voice is the choice for me.
Your new home phone is here. Sign up for Rev Voice today, and you can win great weekly prizes and a brand new Honda CR-V from Nassau Motor Company. Get Rev Voice home phone for as low as $14.99 a month. Call us at 601-8992 or visit us online at cablebahamas.com/RevVoice. Rejoice this Christmas with Rev Voice.
Good evening, Bahamas. I'm Christina McNeil, and this is MB12 for Tuesday, December 10th, 2012, broadcasting from the Cable 12 studios on Robinson Road. In news tonight, Digicel execs touched down to talk with the Prime Minister about entering the soon-to-be liberalized telecom sector. The National Insurance Board reevaluates its bonus payment structure after some executives receive massive payouts. Police focus on traffic safety and remembering a student killed crossing a busy highway. We have those stories and much more coming up tonight. Your MB12 starts right now. Joining us. Former Jamaican Prime Minister and Digicel representative P.J. Patterson met with Prime Minister Perry Christie at his West Bay Street office today. Senior Digicel officials presented a number of proposals to the government in an attempt to break into this country's telecommunications sector. The telecom company initially submitted a bid to purchase a majority stake in BTC, but eventually pulled out. Vonique Toot spoke exclusively with Patterson this morning, shortly after he and his team arrived in the Bahamas.
Former Jamaican Prime Minister P.J. Patterson arrived here at Odyssey Aviation shortly after 11 this morning. He and other senior Digicel representatives met with Prime Minister Perry Christie to discuss the possibility of Digicel entering the Bahamian market. Chief of Protocol Elise Delancey and other government representatives greeted the former Prime Minister on the runway. Patterson, who is no stranger to the Bahamas, serves as a Digicel representative. Prime Minister Christie has spoken with the regional telecoms provider about entering the Bahamian market. Once the Bahamas telecommunications company's monopoly on cellular services ends, Patterson told NB12 that officials would pitch ideas to government.
Yes, I'm meeting with the Prime Minister.
And what do you hope to discuss with him about Digicel?
There are some proposals that we would like to discuss with the Prime Minister. I think it would be more appropriate for me to speak about it after my meeting with him rather than now.
While Christie has reportedly had telephone conversations with Digicel reps, this was his first official meeting in this regard. Patterson, who is known for his negotiating skills, did not present those proposals alone.
Yes, senior officers of Digicel are here with me.
Mr. Christie has said he has several ideas on how the telecommunications sector can benefit from Digicel's presence, but added that he has to tread lightly on the matter due to the government's minority stake in BTC. Digicel was initially in the running to purchase a 51% stake in BTC, but eventually pulled out. According to its website, the telecoms giant operates in 30 markets worldwide. 24 of them are in the Caribbean and Central America. Digicel has 12.8 million customers and over 1,000 retail stores. Patterson and other senior Digicel representatives left the Bahamas this evening. Reporting for MB12, I'm Vonique Toot.
Well, the revelation of the big bonus payouts to NIB executives over the past several years has caused the newly appointed board of directors to reevaluate the structure of bonus payments at the quasi-government agency. Paige McCartney has the details and a response from board members who are upset about the leak.
Nearly $750,000 paid out to less than 10 executives over at NIB over the course of 2.5 years has caused a bit of public outrage over the large sums of money paid for administrative bonuses. Just 8 board members shared $723,333 worth of bonuses between January 2010 and May 2012. NIB has $1.6 billion in assets generated by Bahamian taxpayers. There's been widespread reaction to the revelation on NIB Director Algernon Cargill's take-home pay from the quasi-government agency. In addition to his annual base salary of $171,225, the NIB director also took home close to $195,000 in bonuses during the same time frame. Those payments were split into 6 over the 2.5-year period, with the director collecting on average nearly $70,000 a year in bonuses. In addition to the bonuses he received, Cargill was also given a $12,000 duty allowance on a company car and earned an additional $44,000 by sitting on the board of directors for Cable Bahamas, Commonwealth Brewery, and the Bank of the Bahamas. PLP Chairman Bradley Roberts estimates that the NIB director took home nearly $400,000 annually in total income and benefits. But former NIB Chairman Patrick Ward told our news team that he believes the bonuses paid were reasonable, adding that there were improvements made to create a fair compensation system. However, the current NIB Board of Directors doesn't feel that way. Deputy Chairman of NIB's Board of Directors, Bernard Evans, said directives have been sent from Chairman Greg Moss to halt the payment of bonuses under the current compensation system.
I've been given strict instructions as the HR committee chair, all right, that must be put on hold, if not stopped.
Evans was speaking at a press conference held by the NIB Board of Directors on Sunday to pledge support to Chairman Greg Moss, who has been accused by Cargill in an affidavit of abusing NIB funds and recommending risky investments. The deputy chairman didn't go into further detail about the debacle surrounding the latest development involving the revelation of bonuses paid, except to say there will be a change in the structure of payment moving forward.
The bonuses that executives may have enjoyed under the previous board, that will not continue under this board. We will give it a mandate. So that's all I could really say on that.
The board says it is also trying to reduce annual administrative costs by 5%.
We're looking at the financial aspect to reduce costs, and substantially we're holding the 2013 budget to the 2012 budget. And so that's a start in one aspect, and in terms of policies and procedures, we are reviewing. All the committees are looking at all aspects of them, because the objective overall is to ensure that, firstly, in our fiduciary obligation to ensure that the fund of the board is protected, and secondly, we want to be an efficient, an effective organization as much as possible.
And as NIB Director Algernon Cargill sits on administrative leave, his deputy Cecile Bethel has taken the post as acting director of NIB. For MB12, I'm Paige McCartney.
Rather than sit end-of-term exams today, hundreds of H.O. Nash Junior High School students this morning remembered the life of a friend and classmate whose life was taken on the streets of New Providence Friday. 14-year-old Donisha Barr was struck and killed by a motorist Friday evening while attempting to walk across Tonique-Williams-Darling Highway. H.O. Nash principal Cheryl Samuel says Donisha was a bright student who had a lot going for her, and she will be missed dearly. As farewell letters and expressions of love piled up on Donisha's desk in her 9th grade homeroom, her teacher, Stenio Donat, says she will never be forgotten.
When we were told of the accident, I was just devastated, and because I felt uneasy, all evening, but I didn't know the cause of it. I thought it was important after such devastation to come together as a school family and remember, such an outstanding student who, in a short period of time, has contributed so much to the institution. National Arts Festival winner in drama, 3.7 student, really focused and ready to do something very positive with her life.
This morning, if you were here, it wasn't easy for the classroom to realize that is true. From Friday, we could tell you that it wasn't easy. This morning, we have more than all the teachers supposed to be here to help her to comfort them with our word and stuff, because they don't really understand that that's true, that's real, that's happened. But we try to be strong, because it's not easy for us. Because when, for example, this morning, even me as homeroom teacher, I didn't feel like come to this class.
Another female H.O. Nash student and her younger brother, an Albury Sales student, are still recovering in hospital. Samuel says grief counseling was offered at the school today, but it will still be available as needed. This as she reminded members of the public to keep the affected families in their prayers as the holiday season approaches.
I just want to everybody to keep the family in their prayers, because I think they need a lot of support to lose a person so very young, 14, with so much promise, so very suddenly, and especially close to Christmas. I think that they're the ones who need to be supported more than anyone else.
Northwestern District Superintendent Howard Newbold says memorial services for students are always difficult for the entire education community. But he says the ministry has placed a major focus on encouraging students to be aware of their surroundings when crossing intersections and busy highways.
Roadways of New Providence have changed over the past months and years, and having students to become cognizant of those changes, where you have I suppose major highways, the traditional major highways, and even some of them that run through communities, where you've got if perhaps a motorist brings to a halt the vehicle and you're about to cross, you've got to also take in consideration there's another lane.
For now, 2 wreaths hang in the courtyard of H.O. Nash in memory of Darnisha. End-of-term exams at H.O. Nash will commence tomorrow. And amid criticism of the efficiency of the police's response to an accident that resulted in a pregnant teenager being struck under a garbage truck for 8 hours, police officials said they believe the victim died on impact. Wadenia Clark, 17, was crushed by a garbage truck late Friday when it ran through a Wilson Tract resident. Head of the Police Mobile Division, Superintendent Ken Strawn, said the truck was collecting garbage in the area, ran over 2 utility poles before running into the home. On the scene, Clark's family questioned whether more could have been done to save her life. However, Strawn said necessary measures had to be taken to remove her body as carefully as possible.
Can you appreciate having to try to find a needle in a haystack? We had to first find her. And having found her, then we had to take precautionary steps to ensure that the integrity of what was left was kept intact. And you could not just drive that truck out of there. We needed the requisite equipment to be able to move it. Not just move it, we had to first lift it to get underneath and in the debris to try to find and move her. So it was a very, very challenging task, extremely dangerous in its nature, but it's an unfortunate situation.
Strawn said she was sandwiched between the garbage truck debris and another vehicle. He said that the recovery effort was challenging and an extremely dangerous task that took time and care. While Strawn couldn't say whether speed was a contributing factor, he said the truck driver did sustain injuries. He said investigations are still in their early stages and no charges have been brought in the matter.